Hi guys, so this is fantastic news, potentially. John Bercow, the former Speaker of the House of Commons, has joined the Labour Party. Now, in this interview he gave to Sky News, he explains his reasons for doing so. But Bercow used to be a member of Parliament for the Conservatives from 1997 to 2019, but he no longer sees the Tory party as something he can agree with. Now, he's famous for his role as the Speaker of the House of Commons, where he called out politicians for both their antics and their contempt for Parliament. He's most famous remembered for his shouts of order. Now, him joining the Labour Party could be the first step to becoming an MP, which I don't think really would be a problem for him to achieve. But he could eventually challenge Keir Starmer for the position of leader. That would be very interesting to see. But first you're going to hear him explain his issues with Boris Johnson as Prime Minister.
It's not personal against Boris Johnson. I do think that he is someone who has only a nodding acquaintance with the truth in a leap year, and I think that the utter contempt with which he has treated Parliament is lamentable, and I think it has exacerbated the very strong feelings of resentment towards him, because I think a lot of people feel that's not the way to behave. Telling the truth in and to Parliament matters, circumventing Parliament is wrong, treating Parliament with disdain is objectionable. But no, I have over a long period evolved my political thinking. I wasn't a member of a party throughout my tenure as Speaker, because it would have been quite wrong to be. I didn't take a view. I sought to facilitate the House of Commons to express its view and all individual members to put their points across, because that's the responsibility of the Speaker. Now I'm a private citizen, as Robert Patron says. I'm entitled to take a political view.
So what's interesting about this is that when he was the Speaker of the House, he stood up to anyone who was trying to treat Parliament with contempt. He called out both sides. Brexiteers, of course, complained that because he supported the European Union, remaining in the European Union, that he would not allow them ample time to speak, or he would not allow them to speak at all, which, of course, was not actually backed up by any evidence. He was extremely impartial.
And my view is a left-of-centre view. I identify with Labour values, Labour principles, Labour policies.
I'm going to come to Labour in a second, but you've used the words xenophobic, nationalistic. You have not just said some, let's say, less than fond things about Boris Johnson. It's the party you don't like, isn't it? And you don't like Conservatives anymore.
Well, I don't dislike individual Conservatives. I have still a number of Conservative friends, and I can admire and respect very much, Trevor, people across the political spectrum with a vast miscellany of different views on the understanding that they're honest and principled and standing up for the principles in which they believe. So it's not a question of personalities, it's a question of the issues. But if you say, do I like the Conservative Party, the answer is no. And I'm absolutely clear that I am not, these days, a Conservative. So it's not about Boris Johnson. As Tony Benn used to say, it's not about personalities, it's about policies.
What I like about this is he's sort of bending the truth a bit. It's not about personalities, it's about policies. If we look at the way Keir Starmer deals with Boris Johnson, Keir Starmer struggles. Can you imagine for a moment John Bercow in that position? He would tear Boris Johnson apart. So personality does matter. Yes, it does. And unfortunately, policies don't really matter. Now, we are starting to see a bit of a change in the south of England, where the quote-unquote blue wall is starting to fall apart. And some politicians, the Liberal Democrats will say it's because of the Tory policies. But I uploaded a video recently where Dominic Grieve pointed out that it's not the policies, it's the personality. People are tired. Traditional Conservative voters are tired with Boris Johnson. They're tired with the group of people that surround Boris Johnson as well. And that is why they voted for the Liberal Democrats, for example. Can you imagine a situation where John Bercow is the leader of the Labour Party? I think putting policy aside, I think he would be extremely popular. He's well known, he's well respected, he's famous as well for his shouts of order. And I think the public would be very interested to hear what he has to say. But in the House of Commons, I can only imagine what it'd be like to see Boris Johnson versus John Bercow. So let me know in the comment section, guys. Do you think John Bercow should eventually become the leader of the Labour Party? Would you like to see him against Boris Johnson in the House of Commons? As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?